I've been looking for the best Black Bay 58 Homage for ages. Seriously, I've been down the rabbit hole. I've tried options from San Martin and Thorn, but none of them really scratched that itch. I knew Octopus Kraken had one, but I kind of ignored it because there were no reviews and it had a $300 price tag, which is weird when I think about it, because the Apologos 39 Homage was my favorite Chinese watch of last year. Well, after finally spending a few months with this watch, I'm left with just one question. Why did I wait so long to get this? This is exactly what I've been looking for. Let's start with the case. Once again, I'm blown away by the fit and finish. It just feels so well built. The best way I can describe it is San Martin quality minus the sharp edges, which is a huge plus in my book. The brushing looks incredible, it's some of the best I've seen at this price point, and the polished chamfers are crisp and defined. The case dimensions are right in that Goldilocks zone, so it's going to fit the majority of wrist sizes. The case also feels quite comfortable. It has a good balance, and that downturn on the lugs helps it wrap around your wrist. The screw down crown has a nice size and grip, and the threading feels buttery smooth. Moving on to the bezel. It has a ceramic insert with a matte finish that gives it a toolish look. I prefer matte inserts over glossy inserts any day of the week. The markings are printed in a Fortina color that matches the dial print, and there's a nice pop of red at the triangle at 12 o'clock. The bezel action on this watch feels really good. The 120 clicks are crisp and defined, and it has the perfect amount of resistance. That coinage also gives you a ton of grip and it doesn't feel sharp against your fingers. There is a tiny bit of backplay, but you can only feel that if you're between clicks. Once you're in position though, it's rock solid. The crystal is a top hat sapphire with a blue AR coating, which does a good job at minimizing reflections. You'll still see some reflections because of that dome on top, but that's just something you get from dome crystals. I don't usually like blue AR coatings on blue dials, but the blue here is quite subtle. It looks clear most of the time, and that's a good thing, because it doesn't clash against the black dial. Speaking of the dial, the matte black color pairs nicely with the bezel. The bezel is a bit lighter than the dial, but it's not as bad as some other watches I've seen. All the printing on the dial looks crisp and clean, including that logo. Okay, it's not my favorite logo, but it's not the worst I've seen either. I just feel like they could have made the logo a bit smaller, especially when compared to the small minimal text at the bottom. The applied indices are quite three-dimensional. They really pop against the matte black dial and they give the dial some nice depth. I couldn't find any dust or scratches even on the macro, and that same level of finish applies to the handset. Everything looks incredibly well finished, which is seriously impressive. I've had a lot of watches with great lume, but the C3 lume on this watch blows all of them out of the water. It's seriously next level stuff. It glows stronger and it lasts longer than even my Citizen Pro Master. And that watch is an ISO rated diver. The most impressive thing is it barely needs any light to charge up. There were so many times I walked from a barely lit room into a dark room, and I looked down at my wrist and I saw this thing glowing like a beacon. You can even see a faint glow during the daylight. I don't think it's going to get much better than this. The movement powering this watch is the PT5000. I know some people aren't a fan of this movement, but I've had great experience with all the PT5000s I've had. They've kept great time, and I love the smooth sweep you get from that higher beat rate. I'm pretty sure Octopus Kraken regulates these movements too, because this is the second watch I've had from them that's within 3 seconds per day. That kind of accuracy is just incredible for this price. Moving on to the bracelet. It feels buttery smooth and it has excellent articulation. I know this riveted style is like Marmite to a lot of people, but I'm personally a fan of this look. What I'm not a fan of are those double-sided screws on the links. It's tricky and quite annoying to resize the bracelet. because you need to use a screwdriver on each side, but it's a one-time thing to deal with. You'll survive. The mill clasp has 4 adjustment positions, but you can only use 2 of them. Confusing? I know. The rivets on the bracelet are too big to fit into the clasp, so you're not going to be able to use the inner 2 positions. This is a big design oversight. I was lucky I got a perfect fit on the 2nd position, but your mileage may vary. Octopus Kraken said they're working on a solution, but while they're at it, I hope they add an on-the-fly adjustment too, because all of their competitors have that feature at this price point. But besides the clasp, I can't really find much else to fault with this watch. And if you watch a few of my other reviews, that's not something I say every day. It looks great, it's built great, and it's probably the closest Homage you're going to get to the real thing. The price is a bit on the high side for a Chinese watch, but once you have this in your hand, you're going to completely forget about the price. It's just that good. So if you're like me and you've been looking for the best Black Bay 58 Homage you can get, look no further. This Octopus Kraken is definitely the one to get. But hey, I want to hear from you. Is there a better BB58 Homage out there? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're looking for a more affordable option, or if you prefer the look of the Pelagos 39, be sure to check out these videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.